Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about one of the most absurd things that people believe, and it's just simply not true, and it's not the reason we have the health problems we have with our diets. All right, you always hear people say, "Oh yeah, Americans we're deficient in vitamins and minerals," which is ludicrous. We're actually not. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't deficiencies out there, but by and large, that deficiency compared to the rest of the world in general is lower than you would think. Right? Where you actually probably get more vitamins and minerals than people in most countries. The problem is the empty junk food and garbage calories we eat, the huge amounts of just refined sugars, refined fats, refined oils. That's the problem. Now, people will say, well, because that stuff's all refined, we might not be getting enough. And that's not necessarily the case. Yes, some nutritional value is stripped and we have empty calories, but we overeat. And here's a perfect example. But this sort of logic is used to sell people supplements, right? And we know the supplement industry is a scam. They're just playing off the old scam they always did with the soil depletion thing as an excuse, which I've covered before of why that actually isn't true from a nutritional deficiency perspective. All right, so here's the thing. Let's take what people might eat for fast food, right? You'll hear someone say, "Oh, well, that's just all junk. There's nothing in it." Let's say someone goes to a burger place, right? And they get a cheeseburger, with some veggies on it. Let's say they throw lettuce, pickles, and ketchup and whatever on there, right? So there's a little bit of vegetable, okay? They get French fries with it and maybe even a little milkshake. All right. See where I'm about to go here? Does anyone really think that there is an enormous amount of vitamins and minerals in there? Okay. Especially if you throw the milkshake in. My God, there's your calcium and magnesium. If that was deficient, you just got a big old load right there. All right. Vitamin C, potassium, French fries. It's potatoes. Okay, it is potatoes. Potatoes are a very rich source of vitamin C, potassium, all sorts of stuff. A lot of good stuff there. They've just deep fried it in some oils. Now, because they've deep fried it in some vegetable oils, it probably has a decent amount of omega-6. People will make this argument about damaged omega-6. It hasn't actually always panned out that well in research. Okay, it's just that now it has an enormous calorie load, and they've thrown a bunch of salt in it, and they've added enormous amounts of fat calories. Okay, hamburger, white bread is actually pretty high in a lot of B vitamins. There's a lot of stuff in there. Maybe not as good as some whole wheat, but it's still there. All right, the meat, we got a lot of protein. A lot of fat soluble vitamins in there. You're going to have your B12, quite a bit of potassium. See where we're going with this? All right, let's say that cheeseburger, well, they got some calcium in there, some extra vitamin A. You got some lettuce and pickles that'll fill in a little bit of the gaps for the phytonutrients. The issue is all the added fat and refined sugar. Okay, that's the problem. It's not lack of vitamins and minerals in there. And if you think about it, if that's one of the 3 meals you eat for the day, what are you deficient in? Let's say take the milkshake out and just throw the soda in, which is just sheer empty calories, 50% fructose by calorie, which is horrific. That's a horrific nightmare. So let's throw that in, pull the milkshake out. But what did you have for breakfast? What if they had a bowl of cereal? All right. Let's say you ate a bowl of cornflakes with some milk in it. Well, there you got all your vitamin D, your calcium, magnesium, whatever vitamins they've fortified the cornflakes with. All right. So if you've got that, and then they grabbed the terrible fast food lunch, what is it you think they're particularly deficient in? And let's say the person eats a decent meal for dinner, some steak and potatoes, whatever, right? some spaghetti with maybe some vegetables in the sauce. Well, whatever it is that person eats for dinner, standard American type diet. All right, now is what I described as that. So let's just call it pasta. We'll call it spaghetti with vegetable sauce and some meat and noodles. What are they deficient in? Like what vitamins and minerals do you think the person's deficient in who ate that? Well, none. The problem is they got a bunch of refined sugar. They got a bunch of extra unnecessary refined fats in their diet. They didn't lack vitamins and minerals. Now, this person is eating a terrible diet, but they're not nutrient deficient. They have an excess of calories. They have an excess of nutrients. They have an excess of specific carb and fat types that are probably far from ideal, far from healthy. All right, this, what I just described, particularly they throw in a dessert because everyone's got to have that dessert, which, by the way, your cheesecake has vitamins and minerals in it. Your ice cream has vitamins and minerals in it. It's just there's a lot of empty, refined stuff. Do you see where we're going here? So what I just described, maybe their intakes of stuff isn't optimal for vitamins and minerals, but they're not big deficiencies. If a person eats what I just described, the cornflakes and milk, the burger, fries, and soda, the cheeseburger with some veggies on it, fries and soda. Remember, the fries are still a vegetable. It's a potato, guys. Potatoes are extremely nutritious. It's just been fried in oil. That's the problem. And a bunch of extra salt thrown in. And then they eat some spaghetti or whatever for dinner. All right. We're getting at least a minimal intake of all the vitamins and minerals. That's not the issue. They're not deficient. They may not be optimal. Definitely not optimal on the phytonutrients and antioxidants and stuff. You're not getting that from a vitamin either. Okay? But they're not deficient. And this is nonsense that people use to sell you products. You're not deficient. Now, that person would have more optimized intake on a more whole food diet, absolutely. Absolutely. And they wouldn't have all the excess garbage, all the refined fructose, all the refined saturated fat, all the refined oils. Okay? That's the problem. That is why we have the health problems, the excess of those things. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.